Hello. So today we are making some all heart rosettes. So I've got these paper rosettes ready. I am gonna be decorating them. And to start with, I use a tool or some sort of different texture than paper. So like in this case, I have used speckle tool. And then I am taking the ephemera pieces and adding some foam tape to them so they have a bit of a height. They don't all lay flat against the rosette. So at this point I'm just layering. So this is a heart shaker that I have made in advance, and I'm just checking where each thing should go at this point, just so that I have got a rough idea while before I start gluing everything together. So the tool at this point wasn't stuck to anything, so placing the ephemera with the hot glue on top has it just fixes it in its place. So as I said, I prepare some of the shakers of different shapes like heart and circles and stars in advance, so when I am making the projects I have got an additional layer to add to. So with this heart, I first wanted to use just the clear tape, but it wasn't laying nicely against the other ephemera, so I had to go and add a little bit of craft foam at the back, and that helped, that made it stand out. So as you saw, before I fix everything and before I fix a piece, I would take the next piece and layer it up and see that the position is still all right, the position is still correct where I want to place things. So like in this case, I checked that the ampersand was still in sort of slight off center where I wanted it to be, so it was lining up with my vision. So I would see in the next two layers before I fix the coffee cup, I would see the next piece is still is aligned. So with this sentiment girl power, it wasn't standing out by itself. So I'm using this mylar paper to just give it a bit of a background, and so it doesn't just get lost in the background, so it just gives it a bit of a highlight. So here we go. So there we are. At this point I wasn't sure whether I wanted it at an angle or straight, or if I should add a bit of a foam at the back to give it more support, but then I decided otherwise and just stuck some clear tape at the back, and that kept it in place. So that would be it for this rosette for now. I would leave it alone. I would come back to it with the additional pieces at the end. So for the next one, again I start with the tool. Now this tag was my inspiration for this rosette, and I wanted to highlight that she just shines part, because that was my sentiment for this rosette. Again, similarly, I'm layering up. I have added some foam tape behind it. Now my rosette, it's overall, so rosettes have got a thicker middle and they have got a sort of a not so thick side, so I had to add some extra foam at the back of the tag to support it. Then for the chipboards, I usually would take out the sticky part of the chipboards so that I can place them, move them about to see where they position correctly or nicely. Again, with this heart shaker, I wanted to use the clear tape, but then I had to use the foam tape to make it just, raise a level, just the slightest of the level. It wasn't a thick foam tape, it was, just the ordinary one. Now this hay is my highlight. I couldn't do much to this hay. I couldn't add any background to this, but in the end it looked okay against that black tag. So yeah, and now I have got some puffy stickers out, and I'm finding whatever matches with my theme for that rosette. So I just add the You Are Gold and those puffy sunnies. And these glitter hearts, these are my absolute favorite resin hearts that Crate Paper or American Crafts ever did. They are just absolutely divine. They make a project stand out so quick. You can add it to anything and it makes it look good. So yeah, that's where I would leave those two for now, and starting on the third one. On this one, I decided to use the glitter tool. So I started it off, and then I'll come back. Yeah, there we go. So it's a glittery pink tool I start off with, and then I'm using the geometrical hot die cut and these shaker. To begin with, I wanted this shaker to be off to a side, and so I started placing it and how I was envisioning it, but that's not how we end up. So the dimensional heart ends up on the right instead of left, and then I add this camera piece and this floral piece. So the camera piece would have one layer of foam at the back, and this floral had this two layers, just so that the layers separate from each other and they don't just club into one big piece. So this shaker that has those heart chat sequins in it, and ended up in the middle, right in the middle. So then I place those. As you see, there is no sticky behind these chipboard, so I can move them about and see where they're going to go. So these sunnies, they ended up at an angle and then looking good on top. Now I placed this looking good and then realized no, it is missing something. It has got something missing. So I ended up adding some of those iridescent thread onto it, wrapped it around that just to give it an extra, something to talk about. Anyways, this last rosette, I struggled with this one a bit because I haven't got many all heart chipboard or ephemera left, and this was all I could make it work with. So I struggled with it. Somehow the things were not calling out to me. It turned out really pretty in the end. I still like it, but it was like after doing the other three, I was like, no, I want a bit more oomph to it. And whatever I did, it wasn't just, and that happens. So I've used again another geometrical heart, star shaker, this hand ephemera piece, and this chipboard. Yay for today, I wrapped a clear string around it just to give it something extra. And yeah, and after I have stuck all the pieces together, I would look for uh, smaller chipboards that can help me give a bit of a, those, cover up all the edges. Or here I'm looking for some puffy stickers to add more, so I just use that camera puffy on this one. So I ponder over things a lot. It takes me a lot longer to make even the tiniest piece of embellishment. I would move stuff, so even in the preparation it would take me a while, to take out all the pieces that match. So I'm a really slow crafter. So yeah, at this point I've taken out all the stars, see where they go, and I don't commit to things easily when it comes to crafting either. So I would stick something, take it away, not actually stick with the glue, but just lay it down, leave it there, come back to it in a minute, and then change the places. Anyways, so yeah, I have used that hashtag punch out, and I moved the puffy sticker, the position of the puffy sticker, and moved it up there, the sunnies, because that star had to go there. I really love these tiny stars, just the black outline ones. I really like them. These were the last of the ones that I had, but I find them, they go really well against the colored background, and your eye is drawn to them. So with this final piece, I tried to use this tiny heart piece. I moved it everywhere. I wanted to use it, but it just didn't work out. It wasn't calling out to me. Then the same story went with this heart. I would place it, see it look good now. So it took me about 10 minutes to just playing with these tiny pieces to see where it would go. And then finally I found another, that hashtag punch out, and that's what I went with in the end. Yeah, see, I would remove it, I would add it to see, does it look good? Okay, so finally I did. So yeah, I could never make these in a live session. Hats off to the crafters who do. So yeah, these are my final look. I believe I may have gone back and added some nouveau drops or something similar on top, but these were more or less it. So yeah, I really enjoyed making these. They turned out really beautiful, and yeah, I hope you got some inspiration out of this, out of my struggles. So yeah, thank you for watching, and I will see you in my next video. Thank you.